January 18th, 1942. With the defeats south of Kaluga and southwest of Tula, this week the Germans organized a series of countermaneuvers to slow down the Red Army's offensive. In the sky, they launched a series of quite successful flight patrols that inflicted heavy losses on the Soviet Air Force. On the ground, they retreated from the Malo-Yaroslavets salient, only to fall back along a predisposed defensive line. Alright, so now what are the Germans doing? Was this their plan since the beginning, or is this part of a more elaborate deception plan? I don't know, honestly, if we will ever hear anything from the Axis High Command, but for sure, within the staff guard, really, nobody had any clue of what was happening in the German rearguards. Howdy folks, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a new weekly episode of War in the East 2, and oh boy, I am so happy this week because of one small thing, and that you can already spot from here. And okay, let's go straight to the point, but this week the Germans retreated from the salients of Malo-Yaroslavets and let's call it the Tula salient. But more about this in a few minutes. Before talking about this, let's talk about the events. We have the Axis grand success in North Africa. We have the partisans and the second happy time about the German submarines wreaking havoc along the U.S. East Coast. And but yeah, so briefly, oh yeah, sorry, I forgot the turn summary. We have 18,500 losses for me, 50,000 men on the map, and 46,000 almost in the reserves. Now, what is interesting is that I've lost 306 planes, and I'll show you in a second what happened this week. And the Axis actually got 45. That's pretty interesting. And yeah, let's have a look at the losses actually. Okay, 25,000 versus 3.7 million. Okay, air losses. Yeah, so wow, 241. Oh yes, and yeah, so he lost 16 BF-109F4. I saw somewhere that I think exactly so. No, he has already, I think, somewhere the FW-190 already on the map, which is scary. Anyway, so what I saw when looking at the air phase, yeah, so here. I guess he launched some air superiority missions, because here, like, he had 68 FW-190 versus 60 of my planes, and yeah, just like I would say 20 Yak ones and 38 MiG-3s just got blown out of the skies. Here as well. I guess he didn't like the intervention of my air support last week, and so he's just flying air superiority missions to just force my planes to come up and get shot down. So yeah, I don't know, but I might let's see. I might switch off the air support because I really care. Oh my god, look at that. What happened here? A massacre. A bloody massacre over here. Oh, look at this. Yeah. Okay, this was a bit more balanced, but still. And here, yeah. Okay, that's interesting. So I might switch off the air support this week. Also, one thing that I wanted to mention briefly. Before talking about these two salients, I mentioned at the beginning of this campaign that I wanted to LARP, and when I was looking at and in the commander's report, I noticed that here I do have two divisions which are now attached to the staffer, and that last week I forgot to move on this side of the front. Now, you see that many rifle divisions already have the pre-assigned rifle corps. This is because I really want to LARP, and therefore I pre-scripted these rifle corps to have 3 of the rifle divisions that were historically part of this rifle corps, even though many rifle divisions were exchanged between rifle corps. This you cannot do it in War in the East 2, so I just picked 3 rifle divisions and I assigned them to specific, to historical rifle corps. Now, I'm saying this because you might be wondering why did I pull out of the line the 1st, the 2nd and the 7th Guards Cavalry divisions. Because while I did this for all of the canonical rifle divisions that never became guards, for the guards units, I resorted to this. This is basically like an ongoing assembly of the historical units that took part in the historical guards rifle corps and guards cavalry corps. And as you can see here, because the first guards cavalry corps was let's say made of the 1st, 2nd, and 7th guards cavalry divisions. Well, what I want to do for this LARPing, this is just like insane. Please don't do this in your PBEM, but yes, I want to have the historical units of the historical guards cavalry corps, and because when I will break them down, I want to see the historical composition. I know this is like the next level of insanity, but you know me, I'm just obsessed with LARPing and historical accuracy, and I just cannot do it without. I cannot play this campaign without some historical accuracy. Anyway, having said that, so yeah, the salients of Malo Yaroslavets and south of Tula. Now, the collapse of the front, which was I think around here, which was held by the 268th, I think, and the 17th infantry divisions. It seems that my opponent could not withstand the pressure of having here so many cavalry units and other units here, and he decided, kind of correctly, to pull back from the salients of Malo Yaroslavets and the salients south of Tula, which is fine. And what is even, say, more interesting for me is that he must have motorized the unit standing here and the infantry division standing here, because when you have to pull out a unit that is surrounded on 4 hexes by enemy units, the zone of control exerted by these 4 units is insane in terms of movement points. But of course you can kind of work around it if you motorize your units. And let's say from my side, I was kind of pissed to see that I left here 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3 hexes. So I'm pretty confident that my opponent had a very safe, let's say, escape route via these 3 hexes over here, because there are no units that can exert zone of control. So most likely he pulled back his units via these 3 to hexes over here. However, let's say if I still don't know what was the goal of holding these 2 salients here, most likely either a small pincer around Kaluga or a bigger pincer around Kaluga and Tula, and then maybe a push towards Moscow in 1942. It seems that my opponent already had a plan B, and this plan B was to pull back along a pre-fortified line. Now, this is, I would say, the funny thing of playing against a human opponent. That human opponent doesn't work like the AI. Human opponent really as in this case, maybe this was his plan from the beginning. I don't know. Maybe he had plan A to attack along Tula against Tula and Kaluga, or plan B to pull back, or this was his plan from the very beginning to make me believe that he wanted to reinforce this salient so that I would have committed more troops over here, while maybe he would have pulled back these units, forcing me to have and let's say an abundance of troops here, to not to have other troops in other parts of the front. I don't know. I'm just speculating, but it's pretty scary to see that he already has a level 3 fortifications here, and my gut feeling tells me that also here there is a level 3 fortification, and maybe here, maybe even in Spas, Demiansk, and in this area over here. I don't know. Let's see. Time will tell. But this week, what I want to do is to keep advancing into this, let's say, breach, into this penetration, and I want to liberate Malo-Yaroslavets. Also because I want to repair the double railway line here, reaching to Malo-Yaroslavets. And I also have to bring up some FPDs. Yes. Good night. The NKPS, the Soviet variants of the Soviet versions of the FBD units, and yeah, I guess I have to bring these guys over here up. Let's say anyway. This week is the goal of this week is to advance with as many cavalry units as I possibly can. And why do I see here 45 movement points? Please don't tell me I motorized by mistake this unit here. And oh god, yes. Okay, this is a bug. Again, that's good to know. Anyway, the first cavalry corps will be disbanded anyway in precisely 10 weeks, so I don't care. And yeah. Anyway, I was not expecting this to happen, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, this week I will have to just to advance deep into this penetration, also because let's say I have some plans, and yeah, also not this week, but next week. Yes, next week there will be something big coming to the Eastern Front, and no spoiler, but just a warning, get ready, because next week there will be some heavy fireworks. And yes, so that's all for this brief introduction. And oh, actually, no. Before I go, since I mentioned a bit of the LARPing, the other thing that I wanted to show you guys is this. This is basically a list of reinforcements that were historically arriving on the Eastern Front, and yeah. So as you can see, I have here like the name, the 308th Rifle Division that becomes the 117th Rifle Division, moves the map on turn 35. Now this is because I really want to LARP, and I want to yeah, to play as historically as possible, let's say. Oh, okay, cool. I was not expecting that. And by playing as historical as possible, I really want to bring on the map the reinforcements that were historically, let's say, deployed on the Western Front for the Soviet point of view, in a specific, in a time-dependent manner. And for instance, if I look at where is the 16th Rifle Division, like, yeah, it's like the 16th Rifle Division is now in the Soviet reserves, and this unit, I know for sure because I've read a lot about this unit, it was made of Latvians, and this unit had, say, stayed in training for over almost 2 years. It was formed in late 1941, and it remained in the area of Moscow until February of it was around in this area, north of Moscow, and it remained here until February 1943. And because of this, I will pull this unit. Let me see if I see it. The 16th Rifle Division, yeah, on turn 88. So, yeah, just for the sake of LARPing. Unless the development on the Eastern Front will force me to commit additional reserves to the map. Let's see, but for sure, only time will tell. And yeah, now that's really enough for this brief introduction, and the time has come to jump straight into the episode. Alright, folks, so I did not see it coming. This, let's say, defensive line that appeared out of nowhere, out of thin air. I just did not see it coming, as well as I did not see the German retreat from Maloyaroslavets coming. I was very obsessed by the presence of so many infantry divisions into that tiny, thin salient that I was like, okay, so he must be planning something big, maybe for 1942, or at least something for the winter of 1941 to tie down as many Red Army troops as possible. But apparently, maybe this was his plan. I don't know if my opponent will ever tell us, but I'm personally curious to know and learn how did he manage to create this level 3 defensive line behind the main front line. Because, yeah, as I said, it took me completely out of the blue. I was like totally shocked and surprised, and yeah, as I said, I did not see it coming. But besides that, it seems that this offensive of the Bryansk front is now taking the Axis, or I would say my opponent, or the Axis High Command, equally by surprise. Because what you will see also throughout the video is that my opponent fell back along a predisposed defensive line, but I think he did not have the time to fill up this entire front line, this entire second line of defense, and somehow he organized his defense behind some rivers and light wood hexes, but in some areas you will see that the cavalry of the Bryansk front will flip some hexes that were completely empty, like devoid of enemy troops. I don't know if this is part of a trap, or if this is because my opponent didn't have enough time, nor I guess he used the how are they called, the fortified zones, fortified areas, to build enough fortified zones to build the defensive line to level 3 all over the front line. But yeah, this was let's say, you will see it. There will be some nice development of the situation, at least nice for the Red Army. And well, having spoiled already what will happen in this episode, folks, I think it's time to keep my mouth shut, and I let you enjoy the episode. And as always, folks, thank you very much for watching, thank you very much for supporting the channel. I wish you all the best, and I'll see you all in the next one.
Frontline.